Good afternoon and welcome to the Kerry Garden Show. Alan Finn back here with you again in Boyles of Killorglin, and I'm joined by, of course, our gardening expert Trish. How are we doing, Trish?
Very good. We're very happy this week now.
Very happy this week. Yes, of course, we had the All-Ireland, and of course you may have seen videos of me going around about Galway and stuff, so massive congratulations. It was a fantastic game.
Fantastic game and a fantastic win. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
We nearly had you.
It was what the county needed, as they say.
Well, it is indeed. So look, it was a great occasion and good to move on. So there's lots of colour and flags all around, but we here on the Garden Show want to focus on your garden and bringing colour into it. So today, Trish, we're going to talk about a couple of things, but you want to start off talking about planting in some of these beautiful pots.
Yes,
so are we going to go? We're going to go drop down.
We're going to drop down right beside it.
All right.
So basically, everybody has their summer pots done up, and they're all with the summer bedding, the marigolds, the pansies. But just to make people realise that there's other things that can be planted into pots. So I just have a few things here today. It doesn't necessarily have to be flower, it can be foliage. So what I have here now is a Penstemon, which is a grass. Now anybody that's looking on Facebook or YouTube, it's absolutely fabulous. It's a dark purple and the stems of it are green, and then you've got the feathery plume on the top of it, which is kind of a maroony colour as well. So that's absolutely fabulous.
I like the maroon colour.
I know when I had it said. Now the only thing is when you're choosing pots as well, it's very important to choose the right colour of pot to suit the plants.
And it's to suit the plants, and I suppose also the surrounding, because you need to obviously take into account, you know, the garden. Have you got cement? Have you got stone? Have you got slate?
The colour of your house. Yeah,
all
everything.
Of these things
all of those.
So it's good. It's good to have go to somewhere which has a good selection of them.
Exactly, like here.
Good
now,
stuff.
even this morning, I must say, myself and James are going around. We picked out a few plants, and I was putting this in the middle of a red pot, a blue pot, a green pot, and it was definitely, once you put it in, you go, no, no, no.
Yeah.
So we stuck with a grey pot.
It's a lovely little kind of a slate.
A slatey pot, but it's actually made of fibre clay, so it's quite light. Now, that will go with any colour in the house as well. Sometimes it's better off to kind of keep the neutral colour pot as well. If you put a big bright blue pot up against the colour of your house, it mightn't suit it, because everybody changes the colour of their house every couple of years.
Every couple of years, yeah.
Yeah. So with that then, in the middle, we're going to have a grass, right? Now, because it's kind of dark as well, you want to lighten it up a bit. So what you can actually do then is put a lovely white underneath it. And you can see instantly how bright that looks then as well.
And it'll kind of work well coming up through the grasses.
It will, exactly.
The grasses are so thin that it's not going to block out any sunlight or anything, so the sunlight
which is
will
quite
still
important.
Still get to the flowers.
So that would be lovely with that, and even the foliage of that then is a lovely grey, so it kind of blends in nicely with the purple as well. Now, if you wanted to keep on the purple-pink theme, a lovely Osteosperm underneath it then would be fabulous. And with the osteos, that'll kind of fall gently around the side of the pot then as well, and the daisy flower on it, and it'll be absolutely fabulous. You can even see that the purple with the pink is
it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a
beautiful.
lovely combination.
Now, we just got in asters this morning then as well.
So tell us a bit about asters.
Yeah, now these are late flowering. You actually only see one flower on it here at the moment, and there must be 100 buds on top of it, loads. That will flower from now on up until about the end of October, November, and that is absolutely fabulous.
Well, and do they grow? They don't grow very high?
No, they're lovely and compact. You can get high asters as well, but this is the dwarf one, so it only grows into a nice little mound, maybe 8-9 inches high and about the same in width. So you could put that maybe at the four corners then as well. You could have your white dianthus in the middle of it then, and that would be lovely.
Yeah, depending on which way it was facing. You have the flowers at the back, and you really have this tiered kind of look.
Or sometimes as well, if the pot isn't seen from all around, which would be a common thing as well, move your centrepiece back then and work then to the front of it. But if it's seen from all angles, you need to put the centrepiece in the middle and then plant all around it.
And these are all the type of little tips that'll make a difference.
It will, yeah. So just put a bit of thought into it, or come in here to the garden centre. There's plenty of us in here, and we'll give you ideas on what to pick then as well. Now, other lovely foliage ones as well as the heuchera. They're absolutely fabulous. Again, it's mostly for the foliage colour. You have one there in front of you there as well.
Yeah.
It's lovely, kind of orangey tones to it. And
this has got a number of different colours, really.
Yeah.
It's like a dark purple, but the orange kind of comes through as well too, which is nice.
So they're fabulous as well, and they're just nice. Like, it does, as I say, it doesn't have to be all flowers. You can do up a pot just full of foliage, and it'll be absolutely fabulous.
With this, Trish, now as well, obviously not being flowers, does this mean you'll get longer out of them? You won't have to do much.
But see, that's it. Yeah, that's it. If you put in it's like your shrub bed, you're putting in your shrubs into it. It's the same with a pot. You can add in your few bits of bedding plants then around it to give that extra blast of colour. Now with everything then as well, we actually have a John Innes compost, and that's actually quite a good compost to put in, or you can get topsoil as well and just mix it, but make sure to mix in a bit of grit or a bit of sand.
Just for the bit of drainage.
Just for the drainage.
Because this pot obviously has a hole in the middle
that
of
has
it
a hole.
as well.
Oh yeah, very
Because
important.
That's a big one. I made a mistake a few years ago as well too, where I got a pot and I put something in it, but I bought it in a discount store.
Yes.
And it didn't have a hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
So what happened? It rained.
Flooded.
And by, you know what I mean,
they were
it was
dead.
completely
Oh
dead.
yeah.
So
very important stone, hole in the bottom, and then put a few stones in the bottom as well, and that'll give the drainage then as well. During the winter, you're sometimes better off to lift the pots so it doesn't freeze
Stick
around
a
the base of
brick
the
or
pot.
something,
Yeah,
a couple of
all our
bricks around
pots
them.
are frost proof anyway, and as you were saying at the start, we have loads of different colours, loads of different types, whether they're squared or round or whatever. But also as well, when you're doing your pot, make sure to put Osmocote, which is a slow release fertiliser.
Osmocote.
Osmocote, or all-purpose fertiliser.
So that's just the Miracle Grow all-purpose plant
Yes,
food.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's excellent. What that does is it feeds the pot for 6 months slowly, and that's great then as well.
Okay.
So that would be that pot, and I say there's loads of different shrubs and stuff like that you can be using, like even the one you have there now in your hand.
I picked up this one here. You mentioned it as well too. The unanimous behind me, which is I guess a green and gold.
A green and gold.
I might as well be the one
I
to
did
pick
the
it up.
maroon there now.
So I'll fit that. But that'd
Yeah.
be lovely. That'd just completely. Give it a nice bright,
Yeah, and you can go
different
with
colour.
that, and maybe you could
'Cause
put in a
variegated
steely
leaf on
blue.
this is fantastic.
It is, it's lovely, and that's evergreen as well, meaning that it'll keep that colour leaf all year round. So that'll be lovely and bright during the winter time as well. And then if you wanted a pot, just on its own, you didn't want something too fussy, a hydrangea. I know we did a show now on them.
And I guess we spoke about this
Yes.
as well. So I guess if you were on Facebook and you can actually get a proper look at on YouTube what it looks like, because
Yes, exactly.
it's a fine big pot.
You find big pot, and again the colouring of it then, I picked a nice bright blue pot and the pink then on top of it. Just one complements the other, and it's really, really nice then as well. You could even just plant that on its own. There's no need for anything else around it, and that'll flower right up until about November.
Yeah.
So just remember, it's not just summer bedding plants. Like you can get boxes then, pyramid boxes.
A lot of people have
Yeah,
those
a lot
outside
of
the
people have
front of
those,
their
or you can get
house
ones
and-
with spirals, and like they're fantastic. Just come in, have a look. We'll advise you on what to put into your pots if you just want something more permanent than the summer colour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent, excellent. So it is, it's always good because it's nice to vary it up and actually just to see it just like that in a pot. It does, like I'm looking at the hydrangea now, and it does, that pot just fits it perfectly.
Exactly.
It suits it perfectly.
And again, when you're doing your pots, make sure the location is very important.
Yeah.
Whether it's sunny or
Sun,
shaded.
of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
and what
Because some people
direction
might
it's
have
in.
like an arch or a porch, something out
Yes.
the front, and it could be underneath that and not get
Yeah.
a lot. So something like your all shrub.
Yeah,
could
a shawl
actually-
should be better. So
better.
there's no problem. We can advise you anyway on that.
Fantastic. Right, let's move to the table where we have stuff we can eat,
Yes.
stuff that's going to climb, and some colour. Where are we going to start? We'll start with the colour back here.
The colour, yes.
This is
Yeah.
just stunning because I saw a lovely selection of them just as we came into the garden
Yeah.
centre here. And these are beautiful. Tell me about these.
They're fabulous now. They're what's called a Calla Lily.
Calla
Now,
Lily.
we have them in all different colours. I've got a whitey, a kind of a greeny white in my own hand now as well. The leaf of it then is green with a speckle on it. Now, the conditions these like, they don't like direct sunlight on them. So
Okay.
it's kind of a semi-shade area in a well-lit, if that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Now,
confusing it now.
well lit, but not direct sun.
Not direct sunlight, because
Okay,
the direct
right.
sunlight will actually scorch the leaves and scorch the flowers
And
then
if
as well.
it's in too shaded an
It
area,
won't work in
it
too
won't
shaded of
work.
an area. It's
Okay,
kind of a
so-
semi-shade. I know it's a,
But-
it's a spot that you have to find, but there's areas everywhere.
But this is the sort of thing, this is the sort of scenario where this is just come in, show a picture of your garden, and then say, look,
Yes,
do you think this would
yeah.
work in that spot?
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
a case of taking out the phone, looking at an area, taking a picture, and coming into someone like yourself and
Yeah.
say, look, what can we plant?
What can we
and
plant
you could
in
say,
there?
does that see much sun? It sees a little. Well, then this could be the perfect for
That's
it.
it. And you've a lovely black one there now.
Oh,
like
it's
it's
stunning.
so unusual.
It is
And
stunning.
the flower then, like I suppose it's 7-8 inches by the time it's finished growing, and it's a beautiful pink one, and we have red ones then as well. But they're something different, and again they flower later in the season then as well. So
Excellent.
they're nice. Now, I've also got climbers. I know we done clematis a while back as well, but these are actually evergreen ones.
Evergreen.
Evergreen,
Oh,
which
okay.
means that they hold on to their leaf during the winter time.
Yeah.
And there's a lovely white starry shaped flower on that now as well. Now they need full sun, and they can grow anything up to 12 to 15 feet in height. So it's nice if you've got an area and you don't want it to lose its leaves and you're trying to block off something. The climbers would be lovely. I have them in both pink and the white.
And
so
at
they're
what stage
lovely.
of the year did the flowers come out?
They flower kind of July, August, that time of the year as well. So they would be lovely.
So all
and then
late.
this one then is a jasmine, a star jasmine is the name of it. You can see lovely dainty kind of
Yellowy.
primrose yellow
it is
flowers.
primrose. Yeah.
And it's actually evergreen as well. So it's just a couple of our climbers we got in this week that are evergreen if people are looking for ones. We've got the common ivies then as well.
Yes.
And they're fantastic too.
For all those unwanted areas that might need a bit
yeah,
of covering.
look,
That's
everybody
kind
has it, yeah.
Okay, so now I've got a lot of scents and smells under me here.
Yes.
We've got some vegetation that we can eat.
I know last week we were showing seeds and I was saying that we probably couldn't get in lettuce, but we got in lettuce.
Well, look at what we have
they
here.
They must have heard me.
I tell you what, the powers that be work in strange ways. So we have some lettuce back in, but of course we did mention you can still plant
You can
the
still
seeds,
sow seed now.
and within a couple of weeks you could have something similar to this.
So
but these
that would be a good
ready-made
thing
to go.
if you planted your plant of lettuce now and sow your seed at the same time. So when that lettuce is gone, your seed
have the
is
next
ready.
crop.
You'll have so that's what's called succession sowing. And I've also got cabbages and broccoli.
And every
Now,
child's favourite, the broccoli.
The broccoli is a purple sprouting broccoli, which means it doesn't have the big head. It's just got small little florets.
Oh wow!
And they all come up and they'd be fabulous now as well. And then your cabbage then is your pointed head cabbage.
Oh, the pointed head, right?
And all of them. So we have all them in stock again if people are looking for them.
Fantastic. And now we've also, this is what's really catching my nose and the scent, especially this fantastic lemon fresh. What is it? It's a
geranium. Yeah, it's a
Pelargonium.
Pelargonium, which is the same family as the geranium.
Same
now
family.
we're all out and all the work done, Ellen, and we're sitting down. And
the weather is actually nice.
Yeah, it's a bit humid,
bringing
on the mosquitoes and the flies.
Okay, the midges.
The midges, as I got. Yeah, and we were there, and we're trying to deter them. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% foolproof, but it will deter them. So I've got a selection of plants that you can even plant in a pot, or maybe put it as a centerpiece on your table. I've got a lovely one here. It's Days of Joys. Again, another Pelargonium. But it's a very pretty little pink flower on it as well.
Flower, yeah.
And it's the scents that actually keep the mosquitoes and the flies away.
Okay.
So that's a lovely Pelargonium.
Will that grow very high, or does it look like it goes out?
It spreads out a bit.
Out.
Yeah, it spreads out a bit. But like that now, when it's finished flowering, you just cut it back and it'll make it nice and bushy again then for next year.
Beautiful.
Because you're in the seating area where maybe the barbecues are as well, even the herbs will deter the flies away. So you kind of get a double look with it. So you've got your mint and you've got your rosemary. Both of them now will deter the flies, and you can use them in your cooking then as well.
Yeah.
And then one of my favourites, as I keep mentioning, it's the lemon verbena.
Yes.
The smell of that is absolutely fabulous. Even if you had a pot near you and you could just rub your hands through it and it releases the scent of it. And again, that'll keep your flies away then as well.
Excellent, excellent. So speaking of being outdoors, as I was coming in, I did also notice that you've got quite a few garden sets of furniture out.
Yeah, we've great reductions on all the garden furniture now this weekend, the bank holiday weekend. So we have a lovely Solana 6-seater. Now, the best thing about this one is that it's maintenance free, the surface of it.
Yeah.
It's got stackable chairs, 4 stackable chairs, and it's got 2 recliner chairs in the top ends. So like all that can be stacked away neatly, which people want. You know, we all don't have big, huge sheds that we can stack all these things away.
I think the storage can kind of put off a lot of people.
It can. So that's a lovely set. It's a Solana set. And then we've got a lovely rattan set, the Aruba. Now this particular one is 2 recliners. And it's got a little table in the middle. Small little table. So if you had a nice little corner, do you know,
the sun
put
going
the
down,
feet out, Alan, I can picture you in it.
We could have a mojito or something beside
a
us.
little bit
Not
of
a
mint.
mosquito, a mojito.
And that's a lovely little one, and very comfortable one. Comes with the cushions and everything.
Yeah.
And then if you've got an area in the garden, maybe under a tree or something, and you're just looking for a bench, we've got lovely mosaic ones, and they're wrought iron or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're
Little
absolutely
two-seater.
fabulous. Little 2-seater, and you
Yeah.
can just have a little quiet moment with yourself down the garden.
get away from the kids.
Exactly.
And stuff like that, yeah.
So there's, as I say, there's great reductions, and we're open
Bank holiday Monday,
week.
yeah,
Bank
that's the next
holiday
thing I was gonna
Monday.
say,
We're
yeah.
open between 12 and 5 on Bank Holiday Monday, and
Excellent.
normal times then on the Saturday.
Brilliant, brilliant. So it could be a good weekend to get busy.
Yes,
The bank
exactly.
holiday weekend.
Yeah,
of
and when
course-
you're finished, then you can sit down in your lovely chairs.
Absolutely. And of course, we must mention as well the Kerry ladies who are playing as well in the
Yes,
All-Ireland final on
more
Sunday.
importantly.
And we wish them the best of luck against Meath as well. Right. Thank you very much as always, Trish. Hopefully everyone will be able to get onto the YouTube and Facebook page as well and check out the visuals, because it's all about the visuals and the sense here. It's a beautiful thing. Thanks very much for everything, Trish, and thank you for listening and watching. This has been the Kerry Garden Show. I've been Alan Finn. Until next time, happy gardening.